Okay, so now we're going to go over the entire Act 1 for Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, an adaptation in simple Latin. So, Act 1 begins, Act 1, Scene 1, that is, with the narrator giving you the setting the scene by saying, Omnes Romani cum gaudio erant turbulenti. So, all Romans with joy were riotous, I think is a good, or unruly, good for turbulenti here. So, all Romans with joy were riotous or unruly, right? All Romans were riotous or unruly with joy. It all works. Julius Caesar Pompeium inimicum magnum suum vicit et nunc Dominus Mundi in victoria Romam revertit. So, Julius Caesar conquered Pompey, his great enemy, and now master of the world, in victory returns to Rome. So, there you have it. Or returned to Rome. That one actually could go either way on that. Reverted. All right, so moving on to the actual scene now. Scene 1. Caesar et alii ad forum Romanum ambulant. So, Caesar and others to the Roman Forum walk. Now, note that ad doesn't necessarily need to be there because Roman Forum is a proper noun, and really the ad is sort of implied there, but hey, it's there, so just take it for what it's worth. Then the soothsayer says, Caesar, cave idus martii. And the soothsayer says, Caesar, beware the Ides of March. And here we find Caesar with the first indication of something. Perhaps maybe he has a health problem. In this case, he may be partially deaf in one ear. So he says, Dicus ne me, are you speaking to me? So Dicus, you speak. Ne makes a question. Are you speaking, mehe, to me? And then he says, Dic iterum, enim nunc te audira possum. Speak again, Dic iterum, enim nunc te audira possum. For now I am able to hear you. Right, maybe he turned his good ear toward him. Okay, then the soothsayer repeats his warning. Cave idus martii, beware the Ides of March. And so Caesar is going to dismiss the warning. Somniatur est. He is a dreamer. Eam relinquimus. We are leaving him. Venite. Come. Again, he's talking to the others that are in his little group there. So we give the plural form of come with the command come with te on the end. Venite. All right, and that is scene 1. Now on to scene 2, Act 1, that is. So here we're at Proper Forum, so we're near the place where this happens. So Cassius starts out and says, Bruta, in oculis tuis non jam amicitiam video. Brutus, vocative, in your eyes no longer friendship I see. Sort of the order it's in, so obviously putting it into some good English. Brutus, I no longer see friendship in your eyes. And so Brutus says, in reply, Misser Brutus cum bruto ipso bellum garret, amicitiam aliis viris in mente non habet. So, here Brutus is speaking about himself in the third person, so, things are gone weird when you're doing that. So, miserable Brutus, he says, with Brutus himself, war is waging. So, in good English, the miserable Brutus is waging war with Brutus himself. And so, friendship for other men in mind, he does not have. So, he does not have friendship of other men in mind, or for other men. And that would be dative there, aliis viris, the friendship for other men in mind. Okay, so here we see Brutus is in conflict, which is why he's mentally sort of somewhere else, which is why he's not taking care of his friendships with others, including Cassius. Okay, then they hear distant shouting, and Brutus continues, Cur clamant, why are they shouting? Or why do they shout? Either one would work. Timeo eos Aptara Caesarum esse regum eorum. I fear them to choose Caesar to be their king. Now, that's literally what it says. That could work. But we can make that first part of that statement and say, I fear that they, and translate eos as the subject of aptara, which will then translate in the active voice. I fear that they are choosing Caesar to be their king. So then we still use esse as an infinitive to be regum eorum, their king. So I fear that they are choosing Caesar to be their king. Cassius, so he picks up on that. And he says, ege id timio? So he knows what he just heard, but he wants to repeat it to make sure that he's getting it right, or as a way to initiate a conversation on it. And so Cassius says, I fear it. And ege is there for emphasis, right? It could have been just id timio, I fear it, but he puts an emphasis on I fear it. And then he says, Igitur sentio te nola eum esse regum. Therefore, I feel or perceive you not want, nola, him, esse, to be king. So therefore, I feel that you do not wish, nola, him to be king. So again, we can make I feel or perceive you to not want him to be king. We can change the first part of that to a that statement. Therefore, I perceive that you do not wish him to be king. And that's almost a question, sort of putting it out as a statement to see what Brutus will say. And Brutus, of course, confirms that. Nolo eam esse regum. I do not wish nolo, him, eam, to be esse regum, king. I do not wish him to be king. And here's where he introduces the nature of his conflict. Ad hoc eam bene amo. Still, I love him well. And then Cassius says, but here Cassius sees his opening, and here he starts to make his strong case to Brutus that something needs to be done. So, supra angustum mundum Caesar ambulant. Above the narrow world, Caesar walks. Right, supra angustum mundum, above the narrow world, Caesar walks. In gains est Caesar et nos, viri parvi, infra eam summus, de mortem sine honora petimus. So, in gains est Caesar, huge is Caesar, et nos, viri parvi. Viri parvi is just a positive renaming we, which because it includes himself, Cassius. So, and nos, we, little men, infra eam, below him, summus, are. Right? So that's we are. The nos is there as a subject for emphasis. And to give something for viri parvi to directly rename as a positive. So, huge is Caesar, and we, little men, are below him. De mortem sine honora petimus, while we seek death without honor. And then he goes on. Quid in isto nomina Caesar est? What is in that name Caesar? Right? Quid est? What is in that name? Isto, right? That name with disdain. Caesar. What is in that name Caesar? Cor populus debet istud nomen, no nomen tuum clamara. Why should the people should, populus debet, shout, clamara, istud nomen, that name, not nomen tuum, not your name. Right? Why should the people shout that name, not your name? And then Brutus sort of interrupts him and says, Caesar returns. Caesar reverted. Or Caesar is returning. Okay, so that's seen twice, or two, I mean. And, yeah. So now we move on to scene 3. And it says Caesar's returning, so that kind of swings the scene action back over to Caesar. And we start off, it's Caesar in the Forum, Act 1, Scene 3. And Caesar, we start with the scintillating exchange. Caesar says, Antony, which is the evocative of Marcus Antonius. And he says Antony, and Marcus Antonius says back, Caesar, questioning tone. Scintillating dialogue, to be sure. And then Caesar says, Circa me cupio habera veros pinguis, nacta pinguis viri dormiant, illa Cassius saepa cogitat, periculosus est illa vir. So, Circa me around me, cupio, I wish habera to have, veros pinguis, fat men. During the night, nocta, ablative of time, fat men sleep. Right? They're not thinking about plotting stuff, right? They're happy during the day, and then they sleep well at night, not thinking of plots. And then he looks over. That Cassius, right? Illa Cassius, that Cassius over there is often thinking, Saipa Kogatat, is often thinking, dangerous is that man. That man is dangerous. And so even when Caesar has some suspicions, there's somebody there to shoot them down. And so Marcus Antonius says, Noli temere eam Caesar. Noli, of course, is the imperative of nolo. And it's how you tell someone not to do something. So it's don't, or do not, and then the meaning of the root of the infinitive there, which is fear. Do not fear. And whom should he not fear? Him. Do not fear him, Caesar. Periculosus non est. He's not dangerous. Nobilis Romanus cum bona fama est. A noble Roman with a good reputation he is, or he is a noble Roman with a good reputation. Fama. That reputation is your best option there for that. So, Caesar, volo eam esse pinguum. Sort of ends up with a little statement. You say, well, no matter what you say, I wish him to be fat. And he wouldn't worry about him so much. All right, so then on to scene 4. Act 1, scene 4, which is also Propa Forum. So, we start off with Brutus, and he says, Casca, nuntia nobis, cur sentis Caesarem esse miserum. So, Casca, tell to us, nuntia, it's a command, tell to us, nobis, to us. Why, cur sentis, do you think, it's a question, so why do you think, cur sentis, Caesar to be miserable? So, again, that statement, why do you think that, and then Caesar is translated as the subject of esse, is, which translates active rather than as an infinitive. So, why do you think Caesar is miserable? Then Casca replies, coronam ei dederunt, which is, they gave, dederunt, a crown, or they offered, probably a better translation for that here. They offered a crown, ei, dative singular of isaid, to him. A crown to him they offered. Coronam tenere non vult. He did not wish to take the crown. So the crown to take, he did not wish, non vult. He did not wish to take the crown. Sed sentio eam vella coronam. But I perceive him to want the crown. So, or I perceive or feel that he wants the crown. Okay, so that's a that statement out of that. Eam goes from him to he, and vella translates in the active voice as wants. So literally, I feel him to want the crown, or I feel that he wants the crown. Enter Cassius. Quis coronam ei dedit. Who, quis, offered, dedit, the crown, coronam ei, to him. Who offered the crown to him? And then Casca replies, the substitute for quis, the who that offered the crown to him would be Marcus Antonius. And then Brutus asks another question. Cur audivi alium sonum. Why did I hear, that's past tense, why I heard, why did I hear alium sonum, another sound or another noise? And Casca says, Itrum Antonius coronam ei dedit. Again, Antony offered the crown to him. So, Itrum Antonius dedit, offered the crown, direct object, to him ei. Again, Antonius offered the crown to him. Caesar coronam sibi negara noluit. Said uba Caesar coronam asse posuit multitudo clamavit. Deinda Caesar cecedit ad terram. So, moving along from where we were, again, Antonius offered the crown to him. Caesar did not wish to deny to himself the crown. So let's break that down, because that's kind of a little interesting. Caesar, okay, so he's the subject, clearly, did not wish, noluit, negara, to deny coronam, the crown, and then Siba is your dative of sui siba se, so to himself, right? As it goes back to the subject, to himself. So Caesar did not wish to deny to himself the crown, or deny himself the crown. So uba Caesar coronam ase pursuit, but when Caesar put or placed pursuit, the crown, coronam ase, away from himself, right? So moved it away from himself. When Caesar placed the crown away from himself, multitudo clamavit, the mob shouted. Then Caesar fell to the earth. Denda Caesar cecedit ad terram. Then Caesar fell to the earth. Again, this is another indication of a malady that Caesar has. So Brutus says, Caesar ager est, et saepa cadit. Caesar is sick or ill, and he falls often, and often he falls. So Cassius seizes on that to make a comparison and says, Caesar ager non est, sed tu et ega et casca nos aegri sumus, et nos cadimus. So Cassius contradicts him there. Caesar is not sick, but you and I and Casca, again, that's a plural subject in every instance, and it includes the speaker, so the pronoun that would substitute for that is we, which you see right after that, nos. It's there for emphasis, but also to rename the tu et ega et casca. You could think of it as renaming one, or either one renames it, one renames the other one. Either way works. But you, I, and Casca are we, or we are you, I, and Casca. Either way works. So, Caesar is not sick, said, but you and I and Casca, we, aegri sumus, are sick, et nos cadimus, and we are falling. So again, the nos is there for emphasis. We are falling. And then Casca either doesn't understand or just sort of pretends he doesn't. He says, no te non intelligo, Cassi. I do not understand you, Cassius. Again, Cassi is the vocative of Cassius. So I don't understand you, Cassi. Nunc vos relinquo. Now I'm leaving y'all. So now you, plural, I am leaving. Now I am leaving y'all behind. Valeta, farewell. Exit Casca. So then Brutus kind of says casually, Cras si mihi dicera vis, veni ad lacem meum, ibe te expectabo. So, tomorrow, if to me to speak, you wish, is what the order it's in there. So, tomorrow, if you wish to speak to me, you wish being vis, dicera to speak, mihi to me, see if, cross tomorrow. So, tomorrow, if you wish to speak to me, comma, veni ad lacem meum, come. So, command, come ad lacem meum, come to my place. Ibe te expectabo. So, there, I shall wait, expectabo, for I shall wait for, or expect te, you. There I will expect you or wait for you. Okay? And Cassius says, when yamate, I shall come to you. Dum expectas cogita mundum. While you are waiting, cogita mundum, consider the world. Right? In the video, he has his hand on the little globe there. He says that. Exit Brutus, Cassius solum. So, Brutus departs, and Cassius is alone. Solum. Which is the solum in the neuter singular, which in this case is used as an adverb. Okay, Cassius, Bruta nobilis est, sed fortassa honorum tuum torquera potero, posumna eam decipera. So, Brutus, the vocative, he's talking to Brutus even though he's not there. You are noble, right? Nobilis est, sed fortassa honorum tuum torquera potero. But perhaps, your honor, I shall be able to twist, or distort, turn, right? Because he's trying to get him on board here. on the murder plot of Caesar, if you're not catching on to what's going on here. So, and then he asks himself sort of a rhetorical question, obviously. Pasumna eam decipere. Am I able, Pasumna, to deceive or entrap or catch him? Right? There's a lot of different ways you can translate decipere. I think trap or ensnare, capture are good ones here. Am I able to, or even deceive, capture, get him on our side in that way? Okay, so that's the end of Scene 4, and now finally the end of Act 1, Scene 5, on a Nox Turbulenta in Via Romana, Duo Weary, Cuculos Garant. So, what kind of night is it? It's a riotous, or maybe, I think stormy is good here. Stormy night on a what? In Via Romana, on a Roman road. Duo Weary, Cuculos Garant. Two men are wearing hoods. So that's sort of to hide their identity, which is why we get explained the opening sort of exchange here. So Casca says, Quis ibi est? Who is there? Cassius says, Romanus est. Audiona Wacum Cascae? It is a Roman. Referring to himself. And then Audio has a question. Do I hear Welcome, the voice, Cascae of Casca? So again, they have hoods. They can't see each other, so he's going off the sound of his voice. So do I hear the voice of Casca? And Casca doesn't answer. I guess he just keeps going because he figures, well, he's got me. So he says, Cassi, quae nox est haec? Cassius, quae nox est haec? What kind of night is this? Or what night is this? Right? Quae, it's an interrogative adjective in this case. What kind or what night is this? Haec. Right? What kind of night is this? What night is this? De caelo periculum pluit. Down from the sky. It is raining danger. Or danger rains down from the sky. In that case, you could probably translate that as periculum, either the subject or the object, and it would still work. Down from the sky, danger rains. Or down from the sky, it is raining danger. Decant centores cras dara Caesari coronam. Rex erit. So, that's going to be another that statement. Let's do it literally. They say, the senators, tomorrow to give to Caesar a crown. So they say that the senators tomorrow are giving to Caesar a crown. So, that would be as a that statement where the senators become the subject of dara, translated active as giving or even offering. So they say that the senators tomorrow are offering a crown to Caesar, or giving a crown to Caesar. And then he says, the obvious, if he takes it, rex erit. So he will be king, right? Rex erit. And then Cassius says, Sic committam huic pagioni meam fortunam, Cassius ipse a servitudine Cassium liberabit. Thus I shall commit my fortune to this dagger. So, thus, seek, committam, I shall commit, or entrust, I think maybe even better here. I shall entrust my fortune, meam fortunam, direct object, huic pugioni, to this dagger, dative. And then, he goes on, Cassius ipse a servitudine Cassium liberabit. So, Cassius himself from servitude will free Cassius. All right. And then Casca says, idem faciam. I shall do, faciam, idem. Remember, all of them are the same. Yes, so this is neuter, singular, in this case, accusative. So I shall do the same, or you could say the same thing, since it's neuter. And I think you get the meaning either way. I shall do the same, or I shall do the same thing. Enter Cinna, a Roman noble. Cassius. Cinna est, amicus est. It is Cinna. He is a friend. And then Cinna says, Cassi, si nobili bruto persuadera pateris, nobiscum erit. Cassius, if the noble Brutus, or to the noble Brutus, you will be able to give persuasive reasons, he will be with us. So let me break that down. Remember, persuadio, persuadera. Persuasi is one of our special intransitives, which take the dative case, and you can translate it. In this instance, you could say, give persuasive reasons to whomever's in the dative, which gives you the flavor of the dative, or you could just translate it simply as persuades whoever's in the dative and treat him as sort of a direct object. So you could translate this either, Cassius, if to the noble Brutus you are able to give persuasive reasons, or if you are able to give persuasive reasons to the noble Brutus, he will be a writ, nobis come with us. Or you could just simply say, Cassius, if you are able to persuade the noble Brutus, he will be with us. That would be sort of the simple way, but you need to understand what's going on there grammatically. All right, Cassius, bonus cinna fair hunc nuntium et jacta nuntium per bruti fenestram. Good cinna, bring or carry hunc nuntium. Fair is the vocative or imperative rather of Pharaoh. So bring or carry this message, hunc nuntium. I presume he's sort of handing it to him. Carry this message et jacta, and throw, another command, the message, nuntium, where? Per bruti fenestram, through the window of Brutus. Right? Brutus is genitive, through the window of Brutus. And then he ends by saying, Nunc nobis tres partes bruti sunt, nobis totus viravit, ob itrum eam macrumus. So now, to us, 3 parts of Brutus are. That's what it literally says. Now to us, 3 parts of Brutus are, which you should recognize, hey, that's dative of possession, right? We have 3 parts of Brutus, or 3 parts of Brutus belong to us, right? So instead of sunt as are, we say belong, and then to get the flavor of the dative, to us. Now 3 parts of Brutus belong to us, or we have 3 parts of Brutus. Either one of those works as a dative of possession. Nobis totus viravit. The entire man will belong to us, right? The entire man, totus vir, will belong, erit, to us, nobis, or to us, the entire man will be as the literal. And then the other way you could do it, we will have the entire man, or the whole man, when? Oba itrum eam occurrimus. When, again, eam, him, occurrimus, we meet. When again we meet him. So, good Cinna, bring this message and throw the message through the window of Brutus. Now, 3 parts of the man belong to us. The entire man will belong to us when again we meet him. There it is. Act 1 in the books.